Imagine a night, longest night in the history of the planet. A night without a single light. No candle, no lantern, no warm glow in the window. The earth spins in a black void, and only occasional volcanic flares pierce this darkness. This is not a hypothetical apocalypse, it is a mirror of our past. A world where the spark is not the beginning of an era, but a physically impossible myth. We are accustomed to thinking of fire simply as a tool, keeping warm, for kindling and cooking. But what if it was not a tool, but rather a condition for our becoming who we are? To understand the scale of this emptiness, we need to look inside ourselves, into our past. Millions of years of evolution represent an endless battle for energy. Our ancestors, like any other primates, obtained energy from raw plant foods and occasional carrion. But there was one limit, an energetic one. The brain consumes 20% of the body's total energy. For this organ to grow, something had to change. A key was needed to unlock the calories hidden in coarse fiber and tough meat. That key turned out to be the element we would later call fire. Look closely at this primordial world. Without fire, it is not merely wild, it is brutal and slow. Early humans roamed the vast expanses of Africa, chewing on tough roots and raw meat. Every day is a race for survival. Night brings fear, cold, and utter helplessness. In this world, there is no language for conversation by the campfire. No warmth for winter nights spent outdoors. There is only endless, monotonous existence. This was the case for almost 1 million years, but one day, everything changed. A lightning strike, a drought, an accidental fire, and for the first time in history, a primate saw flames not as a danger, but as hope. It happened approximately 1.5 million years ago. Ancient humans, presumably Homo erectus, realized for the first time that fire wasn't just a beast that killed, it was a force that could be harnessed. Imagine this moment: a thunderstorm, a dry savanna, a lightning strike, a tree catches fire, fear and chaos all around. But one of them, the bravest, the most curious, comes closer. He feels the warmth. He sees predators retreating from this light. At that moment, an idea was born, not to run from the fire, but to take it with him. At first, it was simply a smoldering coal that people learned to carry with them. Essentially, they didn't light the fire, they stored it. As they moved, they carried a smoldering branch wrapped in dry grass, carefully protecting it from rain and wind. This required incredible discipline. The tribe's life revolved around one thing: keeping the spark alive. The embers couldn't go out. Otherwise, there would be a night without heat, cold, hunger, and death. In this era, fire became more than just a convenience. It became the center of the universe. Look into this man's eyes. They reflect more than just a fire. They reflect man's first victory over the forces of nature. He doesn't yet know chemistry. He doesn't know what combustion is, but he already knows the most important thing. He is the master of this light. Coals can be stored for centuries, but the real revolution occurred about 400,000 years ago, when humans learned to light fires themselves. The first and most reliable method was friction. In different parts of the world, people independently discovered the same method, drilling. Imagine a dry stick is rotating in the cavity of another stick at an enormous speed. Friction, heat, smoke, and then a tiny glowing ember appears on the dry grass. It's not magic, it's physics, it's patience and precision. Later, people mastered two more methods, sawing and making furrows. In the first case, one stick moves along the other like a saw, cutting out hot shavings. In the second, the pointed end of the tree is drawn along a longitudinal groove. These methods seem primitive, but they are actually ingenious. They exploit the laws of friction and heat conduction long before Newton described them. Practice is hundreds of thousands of years ahead of theory. But the most widespread and long-lasting method was striking sparks with a blow. A person would take a piece of flint and strike it against the mineral pyrite. One blow, and a shower of bright sparks flies into the dry tinder. This method made it possible to start a fire in seconds, in any weather. This is exactly how Neanderthals did it. This is how Cro-Magnons did it. And this is how people made fire, almost unchanged, even in the Middle Ages. Flint, steel, tinder. This set has become a symbol of human ingenuity. But why do we need this fire at all if we can just eat raw food? The answer lies in our biology. Look at our distant ancestors. Raw meat is hard work. Digesting it requires a huge intestine and a colossal energy expenditure. Our brain, the most energy-consuming organ in the universe, would remain small if we ate only raw food. We would forever remain in an evolutionary trap with powerful jaws, but a primitive mind. Everything changed when the meat hit the fire. Cooked food has become a premium fuel. Heat treatment destroys tough fibers, denatures proteins, and converts complex carbohydrates into simple sugars. It's like converting a car from burning wood to jet fuel. Energy is absorbed faster and more efficiently. This is what allowed our intestines to shrink and our brains to begin growing. Pause and imagine this shift. On one side of the scale is the gigantic intestine, which processes coarse fiber and expends 70% of the body's total energy on this task. On the other side is a small intestine and a huge brain that feeds on high-calorie prepared food. Fire shifted these scales. It gave us the resources for thinking, creativity, and planning. Without fire, we would not have become the crown of creation. We would have remained just another branch in the endless dance of survival. But food is only the first chapter. Fire has become our ticket to other worlds. Look at the map of the planet. The tropics are the cradle. But the rest of the planet was covered with glaciers and harsh steppes. Without fire, we would be tightly confined to a narrow strip of land around the equator. But having mastered flame, humans began their great expansion.
Conquered the world.
About 100,000 years ago, our ancestors left Africa, armed not with spears or axes, but with warmth. Imagine an ice cave at the height of the Ice Age. Outside, there's whiteout, wind, and deadly cold. Inside, a fire is burning. People's faces are illuminated. They are covered with skins. They are not freezing. Fire erased the boundaries between climate zones. It allowed us to populate Europe, Asia, and reach Australia and America. We only became a global species because we tamed heat. Without it, we would forever remain prisoners of the tropics. But humanity didn't stop at food and warmth. Fire became our primary tool of creation. The first breakthrough was ceramics. Clay, fired in a fire, became a durable vessel for storing water and grain. This changed their way of life, allowed them to accumulate resources and build permanent settlements. But this was only the beginning. The next step was metallurgy. About 7,000 years ago, humans discovered that by heating copper ore to high temperatures, pure metal could be smelted from it. First copper, then bronze, then iron. This became the basis of everything: weapons, agricultural implements, building structures. Without fire, there is no metal. Without metal, there are no machines. Without machines, there is no progress. Our entire civilization, from the steam engine to the internet, is built on temperature control. We turn sand into glass, ore into steel, oil into electricity. But imagine if this skill disappeared. No glass for lenses and windows, no steel for rails and bridges, no electricity for light and communication. We'd be stuck in the Stone Age forever. All the progress we take for granted is simply a side effect of our ability to burn carbon. Look at this city. These millions of lights aren't just light. They're frozen energy extracted from the earth using that same fire. We built a world of fire, but let's remember, this world rests on a fragile flame. And finally, the most intimate thing. Fire is not just physics. Fire is the soul of humanity. As evening approached, the sun sank below the horizon and was replaced by a warm, flickering flame. The tribe gathered in a circle. It was the first social ritual. In this light, people began to talk, not about survival, about the past, about the future, about what they saw, about what they felt. It was around the fire that the first stories were born, the first myths. The art, the rock paintings we find in caves, was created by torchlight. Fire gave us time to reflect. During the day, man fought for life. At night, by the fire, he began to reflect. He asked questions. Who are we? Where do we come from? Where are we going? These questions gave birth to religions, rituals, and culture. Fire transformed a biological group into human society. He united us in moments of joy and sorrow. He witnessed all our successes and all our failures. Without fire, we would be a flock. With fire, we became a people. But there's a shadow in this light. In the 21st century, the very fire that raised us to the pinnacle of evolution has become a threat. Oil, coal, and gas are the same fire, only hidden deep within the earth. We burn them to power cars and light our cities. But, along with the heat, we release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. We've become hostages to our greatest invention, and today, the question is different. Can we control fire as wisely as our ancestors? Imagine a world without a spark for a moment. No streetlights, no factory smokestacks, no internet, no cities. Silence. But it's not a peaceful silence. It's the silence of an evolutionary dead end. We would remain simply part of nature, not its creators. Without fire, there would be no history. There would only be existence. But we are the ones who lit this spark, and it continues to burn.